Hello and welcome to Coming into Being. Here we are for another Wednesday for another time to just connect in and chill. Sending out my little message here. There we go. Okay. And have a cup of water if you'd like with you. I talk, so it's nice to have a cup of water here to clear the voice. And Carolina jumping in on one side, and if you're stopping in, feel free to say hello on the chat. And so we'll see where we go. Every Wednesday, it's a different adventure, and so we'll just see where this takes us today, where we need to go. Kind of depends on the group and what's up. And Tanya on one side and Asta on the other. Good to see you guys. So again, just kind of settling into your space, letting yourself slow down. And Sydney, and back again with marbles. Good. We like to have pets on because they're always good company. So settling in with whoever you are with, marbles or other, or just by yourself, which is fine. And Joni, hi Joni. So let's give ourselves a moment to just slow down. You know, it's for those of us who have been around long enough before we had so many devices. Hey, Wisdom Happy, good to be here. It used to be a lot easier to just kind of slow yourself down, even if you were running around. And we're still catching up to having this technology of these devices that are always kind of pulling our attention. I don't think we've really adjusted to that. We're a little slower than technology. So it's good to take the time. Here we are connecting on technology, but it's good to take the time to just chill. Just take that moment. You know, you walk in the door from your work, from being out all day, and instead of going right off to, I don't know, making dinner or whatever, take a moment to sit down. So right now, sitting down, letting yourself kind of breathe more deeply. Waiting to come in like huge. Oh, yeah, good. Now, take a nice deep breath in and just kind of hold it a little bit, and then take another sip of air, and then let it out. Letting your muscles relax, move around a little bit if you need to kind of break that holding pattern that you haven't realized you've been in. Settling in on what you're sitting on. Becoming aware of that seat that you're on. You know, is it hard? Is it soft? Is it squishy? Is it kind of just go through your mind, you know, adjectives that you would use to describe it if you were to describe to me how that felt to be right sitting on there. Becoming aware of that even more, noticing, you know, really noticing the heat from your body that's coming into that area, and maybe that what you're sitting on feels a little cooler. So noticing the difference in temperature. let's drop down to the core of the earth. So whatever you're sitting on, imagine that that's like you're sitting on something that drops all the way down. It's got like on a little stand that drops all the way down to the core of the earth. And if you don't have that little stand, then you might feel like you're kind of floating. One person is like that right now. So start with what you're sitting on, and imagine that has right below it just like a stand, that goes all the way down. There we go. That's a little bit better. All the way into the core of the earth. So it's like you're held up. It's there for you. It's holding you up. And you don't even have to think about it. It's there all the time. So core of the earth, dropping down. There we go. It's taking a little bit more time today, and that's okay. There's some days that are like that. They're just more is in the way, or more is coming up to ignore, basically. And to just come into ourselves and that connection right now to the core of the earth, to the earth. And so let's say core of the new earth. Yeah. Also, just to emphasize that new consciousness of the earth. Yeah. It's much nicer. And it's kind of starting to feel like a little garden, like we're all sitting in a nice little spring garden. So letting yourself be in that garden. It's lush, it's green, the birds are singing. We're sitting in the grass and just enjoying that connection. Being in nature. And I don't know if going back to when you were a kid and just being able to just sit in the garden and just kind of play and not be pulled into anything else. Not have so much in the mind that we just, as the years go by, it just seems to accumulate in here, all these things that we need to think about, that we need to be dealing with, that we need to go running off to, that we just came running from. Just the garden, just sitting in the garden and enjoying that time. Maybe it was like a field near your house. Yeah. And as that relaxation comes in with your muscles, so let's do that. Actually, let's start with whatever is. So if you have your feet down on the floor, start with your feet. I'm kind of sitting cross-legged in my chair now, so if you're sitting like that, that's fine. Just start with that, the lowest part. And Tiki, hello Tiki. And come into that awareness, that lowest part, that thing that's got the body part, that's got the contact with what you're sitting on. or if your feet on your floor, start with the feet. And just kind of bring your awareness there and just kind of like, okay, let's relax. Just relaxing. We can let go, we can relax. And feeling your body melting. You know, like just like butter on a hot day. Just getting softer and more relaxed. In this garden, or in this field, or maybe it's in the woods. And as you relax, it just automatically soaking in those frequencies from the earth. And let's slowly move up. So moving up your legs. Let's just go through the legs here. Bottom of the legs. Feeling them relax. And if you feel any tension, a little bit of tightness, just like, okay, we can relax now. We can let go. Just for this moment. Doesn't have to be forever. It's just for this moment. And the reason for saying it that way is because with tension, there can be this part that just is holding on to, or whatever, holding on for the next thing, holding on to get X done, and then I can relax. You know, there's a lot of scenarios that tie into that. It's like, well, we don't have to let go forever. This is just for right now, just for this moment. We can go back to being tight later if we want, but right now we're just going to take a moment to relax. Yeah. There we go. So coming into the rest of the legs, wherever you are. Feeling those joints and just like, okay, maybe rubbing them a little bit, like your knees, rubbing them with your hands, your hips. It's like, okay, we can just relax, just kind of smooth out. And your hips as well. And letting that with your breath also, to emphasize that with just your in breath, and you can really emphasize by kind of, you know, like you're taking a really hard sniff at something, you know. So as you do that, pulling up even more strongly the frequencies from the earth, from the nature. And releasing everything out of your breath. So if you have an area as we move along, so right now we're just in the legs up to the kind of up to the hips, more or less. If you have an area that feels kind of empty, just really bring your awareness into that area. So, and we're going to take our time here. I'll do a little bit more clearing as on the whole for those areas. But as you bring in your awareness, you automatically start to clear stuff out of yourself. Because if you've got stuff in your body that's not you, it's because you're not in there. So when you come in with your awareness and become real present, that automatically starts to push things out of the way there. Okay, let's go to the lower abdomen. So the hips, or let's do as high as the belly button on down to the pelvic floor. Really take some nice deep breaths into that area. So we shift anything that's not us from those areas, letting go of all that. Yeah. So this came up earlier this week with somebody. What can happen when you have had patterns for a while in you? What happens is that your body and your energetic structures will mold themselves around to that. And just keep breathing as I'm talking. So taking some nice deep breaths in, pulling those frequencies into that area, and then exhaling out what can be cleared out right now, whatever is not needing to be there. And you adapt. Your system adapts. Physical, energetic, emotional, mental, everything just adapts to certain patterns. So it's sort of like you have this shape. Let's see, my hand here is like this pattern, and it's in your body, and so everything starts to adjust to that and integrate that more or less. And then if you have a session, let's say that gets removed, well, all of a sudden there's kind of this empty space in there. Sometimes the energy will start to reorganize itself around that. And sometimes it takes more work. So it's work that you could do for yourself. There's a lot of different tools out there for that. So it depends on what level you're needing to work. It could be energetic. So there's different ways to bring in those energetic structures back in. It might be also physical level. It's like, well, there's been kind of, the muscles are kind of tight, or it's not, it's skewed a little bit, because it's like, well, before it was fine. It felt fine, but once you take that out, all of a sudden you notice the difference. It's like, well, that felt normal before, but now you're really aware that it's off, because there's not this thing that's clouding your vision, basically clouding your body. So sometimes it takes extra work to go back into the system and restructure it. Okay, so let's take a nice deep breath in, release, and now let's move up into, so we've gone up to the belly button, and let's just do that whole upper torso. And start it's like you're filling yourself up, and the water level's going up. It's like you're a glass or vase that's filling up with water. And so with every inhale, pulling up more of that lovely juice of nature. And just like inside, outside. So there's the skin, there's the layer below the skin. There might be layer of fascia, there might be a layer of fat, there might be a layer of muscle tissue, the bone, depending on where you are. There's the nervous system, there's the cardiovascular system, there's the organs and internal organs as well. So just seeing, it's like the whole level is just filling up, and everything that is underneath that top line, full line, is just filling up and absorbing. Yeah. And refreshing down to the cellular level. Yeah. On the exhale, it's just releasing. So you can see it releasing out your breath if that works fine. Releasing, you can kind of see it maybe energetically. It might be releasing in all directions. That works fine too. Whatever is working for you. Or it might be seeing that it's draining out. There's like this little drain pipe on the side that's just boom, it's just going down that, emptying out. Yeah. And with every breath, just refreshing, refilling, rejuvenating, relaxing everything. Seeing all those empty areas. So if you notice any empty areas, and as that fills up, we're also doing just the relaxing. If you see it, notice any tension, it's like, okay, we can let go right now in this moment. We'll just take a little pause here for the tension and just like relax. And let's take in this nature juice. This fill ourselves up with nature frequencies here. Get a little refreshment for the cells. And for the cells, you know, there's a physical level of the cells. There's also the energetic level of the cells, so that fills up at physically, energetically, cleaning everything out. Noticing that spine, going up that spine, filling that up as well. So backside, so again, it's like a glass, you know, the water level's going up, filling up. All the way till you get to the top of the shoulders. And if you're at the top of the shoulders already, if you're not, that's fine. You just keep working up. And if you're at the top of the shoulders, just kind of like allowing, just seeing that overflow into the arms, filling up the arms as well. Ah. It's like all the dirt and grime from the day, from, or if it's the morning, then from maybe the night, from that's accumulated, ready to let go. Sometimes that, you know, we clear things at night, and then in the morning, it's like there's, okay, just time to let that go and then move on to the next thing, into the day. Or if the night, it's like if it's the end of the day, been walking around, maybe it accumulated some grime and stuff. So yeah. Filling up those arms. And yeah, making sure with the shoulders too, that's coming up for attention. So the joints, okay? So the joints, so like the elbows, joints in the fingers, let's do the wrists, you know, and maybe move them around a little bit just to help bring your awareness into those areas more, a little bit more. So rotating your arms and moving your shoulders a little bit. Letting them fill up. Yeah, that's better. And moving into the neck. Front, back. Let's start with the back side of the neck. Hit the vertebrae, and you know, if you need to move your head around like I'm doing, that's good. That's fine. If you need to like just touch your neck, just kind of feel it. Again, it's helpful to do that, to bring in more of that awareness through the touch. And then coming into the whole neck there from the back. Oh. And maybe even making some sound, so it can be internal as well as external, but so that's internal, just to, or externalized, just to help loosen that up even more. And letting your jaw, when you do that, just let your jaw be nice and relaxed. And you might try to do this also where you're doing an internal sound, but you let your jaw drop. So that means your tongue is going to go back to the back of your mouth, or to the roof, roof and back. And see if that just makes you want to yawn, because it helps to just relax the whole system. Your jaw, probably it's getting the vagus nerve also more relaxed. So you might find yourself yawning. And that's a good thing. So moving up into the head, and the bottom of the head, there's the occiput in the back. There's right below that bone that's right below the ears, bony area, the jaw. And filling that up again, seeing just that water level, that frequency level, pure frequency level, just going up, filling everything. See if you can be aware of all sides all at once. And if you can, just kind of move around, just kind of keep moving around. Front, side, back, side, front, back, side, jump around. Inside as well. Keeps filling up. And all the way to the top of the head. I just touch the top of your head there. Sometimes that space can be kind of empty. It's kind of this empty layer at the top. So just feeling that. Even, you can tap on it. Okay, let's come into the eyes too. The eyes and the eyebrows. That bony ridge for the eyes. Yeah, let's give some attention to the eyes there and just become aware of your eyes. So do this with your eyes closed and just kind of move your eyeballs in all directions. Just kind of move them around a little bit and just feel them. And you can also just lightly press with your fingers on your eyeballs and then move them around. Not hard, just very, very lightly. Hey, Miles. Hello. Welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. I guess your eyes are, I was asking for the extra support there. So just really feeling the eyes, letting yourself come. Start with your eyelids, the front side of your eyes. and fill up those eyeballs. There's muscles on the sides of the eyeballs that pull the eye in different directions. And just for this moment, just say, okay, let's just relax right now. Let's just kind of take a deep breath, hold your breath, and then, all right, on the exhale, we're going to relax now. So everything just for this moment, just for a moment right now, we're going to relax. Yeah. And then moving towards the back of the eyes. So letting all the eyes, just kind of seeing your eyes completely filled up with some refreshing frequencies here. I'm going to move through that back of the eye. There's like the I'm blank the nerve for the visual nerve. I forget the exact term, but it goes back, it crosses over in the middle, and then there's kind of like a crossover, and then back to the occiput. So just kind of let yourself slide down on both sides. It's kind of this line that goes from the back of your eyes to kind of the center of your head, and then that there's a crossover. There's also kind of stain on both sides, but you can just kind of see it go back to the occiput area. And just being present with all of that and letting, telling the back side there, okay, we can relax now. Relaxing. There's a lot of pressure that comes in from the back, like from that can represent that occipital area. That can represent a lot of pressure from the external. So feeling pressure back there or tension, that's pretty typical. It's just kind of like, okay, just for right now, just like we're taking a little pause here, just for a couple moments here. We can just kind of relaxing now. Yeah. And then whole brain. Let's do whole brain, right side of your brain. Then take a breath in, hold it, and then on the exhale, come to the middle between the two hemispheres. Take a deep breath into that, and then on the exhale, hold it. On the exhale, move into the left side. Yeah. There. Okay. Well, that kind of cleared up some good grit, thinking grit from the brain. So keep this in mind, when you come in and you just take a moment, let yourself feel your body. You can move through like we did now, or you can just take a little bit longer. Even just do part of your body. And if there's a part of your body that you've been using, so it could be your brain, or if you've been walking around, if you are just walking all over for your job or something, come into your legs, come into your feet, come into your joints, come into that area. So right now, let's take a nice deep breath in, hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, and then slowly let it out, letting yourself relax even more. All right, what's that body part that you've been just overworking today? Or if you're just getting up, that feels maybe left over from the day before, that's still feeling a little tight. Just whatever it is. Could be your brain if you're on the computer all day, or your eyes, or whatever it is. So kind of different places. Or if you got a place that feels a little empty, that still needs some attention, just come into that area right now. So we've got people in different locations, which is fine. Just really let yourself breathe into that area. Just and breathe in. Exhaling slowly. Breathing slowly. You know, and with the breath, you can feel like the breath is pulling the energy and the frequencies in, or and then exhaling it out, or with the in breath, just feeling yourself, your awareness strongly into that area, and if it needs to be relaxed more, just like, okay, it's just, we can relax, we can, you know, we can let go of this. Let's just put this aside for now. Let's put this aside for now. Yeah. And do a few rounds like this for yourself, right here, right now. Got clearing out some good stuff here. Various things that people are carrying in those areas that they don't need to be carrying. That is basically not you. Yeah. Yeah, letting that go. Really nice. Very good. All right. And so you can just keep going. And just going to shift the group a little bit. So just keep working on that for yourselves, wherever you're at. And you can do your whole body if you want, whatever. But it cleared up. That was a good layer of grime that just got released there. So let's shift everybody out of that is what I'm focusing on right now. Oh. Yeah. It's like it just washing away. There we go. Yeah. Everybody's turning sparkly. Sparkly clean. Very nice. All right. I'm dropping down, back down. Letting your awareness drop back down to the core of the new earth. Feeling that again. And coming back into that little garden space or that nature space, garden or wherever comes to mind to be in nature right now. Kind of got different locations there too, which is good. It's fine. And letting yourself let's just take a moment here. Cleaned out nicely. Now connecting back into nature. And letting that fill you up even more deeply. You know, you can consider doing that when you think about going out to nature, instead of waiting. It's like, oh yeah, I'll go to nature to clear all this shit out. Consider instead, it's like, okay, let's take a moment to just really connect in, like we just did. All you have to do is just really ciao, okay. Oh, good luck. Plant life for someone. All right. Good luck with your interview. Just connecting in with your full body, into yourself. You can go through or just feel your body become really present, be yourself in your environment. Take some deep breaths in. Let's clear this out, get centered, and then go out in nature. So you'll be kind of cleaner. You'll take more in of the good stuff. instead of taking that time to dump all your trash in nature, right? I've done clearings like that. I go in and I think I might have one on Instagram posted up. I can't remember, but I went up to the mountains. We were just walking around, and then there was this beautiful place. It's sort of caves, but they're not really big. I mean, they're about as big as your body. But I just went up and touched the outside stone, and it's like, wow. And I started saying, it's like, wow, a lot of people have come here, just come here to cry. There's this woman who was there. This is in the Basque country. And she was just listening. And then she says, after a bit, she said, yeah, you're absolutely right. This used to be a place where people would come to kind of, when they had troubles, when they were, and just to be there. And I could feel that had just gotten dumped into the stone, into the rocks and stuff. So you can kind of consider that clearing ourselves first and then going to nature. I laid on the grass for the first time in years. Oh yeah, isn't that nice? That's such a nice feeling. Boy, I envy you. Because I mean, I can do that in the sand, but sometimes it's like it's the city beach, so I have to go a little further out to feel that, where you don't feel that layer. That feels great. That's really nice. Yeah, very good. Okay, so just kind of a revitalizing session today. So very nice, and good to see everybody. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again. And let's see, anything else that comes to mind? No, this is just a good rejuvenation session. So we're here every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central European Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stop on by anytime just to kind of hang out and take that time to just chill, just like connect in. It's nice to do it in a group. It's a big private backyard too, yay. It's nice to do in the group because then that supports you even more. Carl, hi, Carl. Thank you so much. Good to see people stopping by. There's all these people, all these names popping up at the end, but thank you for stopping in. And you get the group support. It's kind of nice, and everybody's in their own space, so it's not like we're all meeting face to face. We have to, but it's just kind of like taking that time. And when you're in a group space, even one with just another person, the energy is it's amplified. The space is amplified, so you feel it more tangibly, and that can be real helpful and supportive. Because sometimes on our own, it can be challenging. You have to put so much more effort. Part of the reason for that is because you're doing two things at once for yourself. When you're by yourself, you're holding the space for yourself, and you're going in. So it's like doing two jobs at once. So it's nice to come into the space, have the space held for you, so you can just kind of really go in by more fully. So thank you, everybody. Yeah, thank you, Asta and Joni and Tanya and Carl. My head is a lot clearer. Oh, good. Yay. That's good. Yeah, we cleared out. That was an interesting clearing. But well, with the head, that came up especially when we got up to the head. A lot of people, meaning a lot of people in people's heads. So that was coming out. So yeah, very good. Okie dokie, guys. Thanks for joining in. Good to see you, and have a good rest of your week. Oh, let me just flash my QR code quickly. That's good for me to do that. If you feel like doing a little value donation, there's the QR code for that on YouTube. It's also, the link is further in the description And then on Instagram, just follow the link in the bio for that. And that is it. Let's see. And so, yeah, that was a nice session. Oh, Nancy came in late, but we'll listen to it again. Very good. Okay, thanks, guys, and have a good rest of your week. We'll see you here maybe next time, another time, somewhere in the ethers, wherever else we meet up. It was good to connect. Take care.